masters and work on copy edits. 3 months later, after color-coding spreadsheets and baking coffee cake for the 5th time, I hit send on an email with a large attachment called ETP Manuscript Final. I'd written a book, something I'd always wanted to do, but I'll say this now, I was deeply afraid I'd never be able to do it again. How could I write another book when I could barely manage to blow dry my hair, and I lived my days in 3-hour increments, moving from one feeding to the next? Life had changed irrevocably, and I wanted to know how writing would survive all this. Changing diapers, reading parenting books, ordering baby shampoo, recording bowel movements into an app on my phone. It went on and on. Although my hours are no longer measured by feedings, the fear of writing slipping away is somehow still visceral. Not constant, but present, more like a shadow. As content as I feel with family life, my creativity has been constricted like organs during pregnancy, collapsed onto one another in perpetual discomfort. But because I'm a writer who still wants to write, I must move one day at a time, one word at a time, if necessary. There's no choice but to admit I know almost nothing and begin again. Writing compels us to continue on no matter the circumstances. And although change may be uncomfortable, it's reliable. As life's transitions unfold, a move, a new job, a new partner, another child, the loss of loved ones, one way to weather the ups and downs is by establishing a new relationship with our creativity. Our writing can support us at every turn. Part 2. Years ago, before I became a mother, a coworker told me something I've never forgotten. A woman's life is lived in seasons. It felt like a secret passed from one friend to the next, like the telephone game we played as children, offering a profound piece of wisdom to help mark our days. I wrote the line in my journal, and then in the thick of the 4th trimester, probably while I was nursing and figuring out how to turn Kindle pages with my opposite hand, it occurred to me, a writer's life is lived in seasons too. This truth has grounded me and provided hope, especially when I'm desperate to write but am exhausted after getting home from work. On evenings like this, I might have only half an hour to myself once the dinner, bath, and bed routine ends, the season of raising young children, or when I was commuting, I may have lost 2 hours of a day on the road, the season of discontent. My writing life faced frustrations before I had a baby, but in hindsight, they were more manageable. I wasn't so tired, for one, and even with a full-time job, I had an enormous amount of free time at my disposal. Now Henry has just turned 2, and as I settle into new ways of living and writing, I'm convinced embracing a seasonal approach to your writing life can change everything, because it roots you to your own innate rhythms in a way our social media-fueled, busy as a badge of honor culture does not. This approach allows you the spaciousness to be exceedingly gracious with yourself, which happens to be good advice for both parenting and writing. When the planet shifts from summer to fall, we feel it on our skin, see it in our gardens, eat its bounty at our tables. A certain sense of ease comes from welcoming these periods and knowing unequivocally where we're headed month over month. I find nurturing a sustainable writing practice is a gentler way to honor the years of work it takes to create almost anything worthwhile. Although it doesn't always eliminate moments of doubt, days of distractions, or challenges brought on by unforeseen causes, it does give our experiences a name. We can point to it. There, I see you, we say. Let's work through this together. Part 3. When I think of wildness, I imagine elemental things. Orange poppies springing up on hillsides, expansive coastlines with curling waves, heat rising from the asphalt of an open stretch of highway. Sometimes that kind of wildness feels other, like I'm near it, but not of it. But there's also the wildness within us that lives among the daily comings and goings of shopping for groceries, filling the car with